So, envelope is opened. Hope you enjoy. I'm sure I will. Let's see here. A VC Family. A collection of first songs from our friends. Oopsie oops. This is, I asked you to speak about VC people who inspired you to jump from observer to participant. This is a complication of first songs you mentioned and posted on YouTube. Wow, this is very interesting. This is quite a compilation. Look at this. You even Lester Young. It's going to be very interesting to listen to. Thank you very much, Jenny. Much appreciated. I'm going to give this a spin as fast as I can.
Lätt i början. Pressa fram risten. Stå nu som på skidor. Staka samtidigt med båda armarna. Stå framåtlutad, sväng in korsryggen när armarna går upp. Upp, gung, upp. Ta med huvudet också.
Hello there, vinyl community. JorgenS here. Little odd way to start a new vinyl update for October. I'm going to talk soon about what you just heard before. But October have been little lower month for record buying, but I think it was necessary after all the stuff that I've been buying at the record fair. Was not going to be a part of this because that had a video of his own, as you know, and after the summer and so on, I need to catch up with listening on all records. So for me, it was good to have a little breather. But it wasn't a horrible month either, because I got I think I got 10 interesting full-length vinyls to show, plus 2 singles and 2 CDs. And what you saw here in the beginning was connected to the previous video I did of Swedish jazz. It was a little cult classic. I knew that some of you didn't understand one word of what this guy was saying, but this was actually a Gymnastiksvit record from 1965 called Save Sweden, Rädda Sverige, and the guy who was talking was a gymnastic named Bengt Malmbert. I didn't know who he was before I bought this album, because the reason I bought it was the musician in the background. We're having Johansson piano, one of the Sweden's most famous jazz pianists. Arne Domnerus, once again. As I said in the video before, he is everywhere in Swedish jazz. And you have Lasse Samuelsson trumpet, Sture Åkerberg bass, och Egil Johansson drums. This one was a little, I chose to play it because it's a little cult classic, I think, because this is a gymnastic video, and the tune that they were playing was it was a special composed track for this album called Gymnastiksvit, Gymnastiksvit, and it didn't sound much like music that you would have an aerobics aerobics workouts doing. With it sounded a little strange music to have it to do gymnastic to. A little jazz 60s avant-garde style of the music, and very weird kind of music to do gymnastics to. So that's why I thought that this was really cool to have. And of course, with all this jazz, beautiful jazz, and you having one guy talking right in the middle saying, stretch your legs, bend your knees, and so on. It's totally stupid. But I like this was so stupid that it sounds really cool. The other single I bought was this one. Olivia Newton-John, Magic, from the movie Xanadu. I actually heard this one on YouTube in a more modern version when Olivia Newton-John did this song alongside with her daughter Chloe. I think that song was a couple of years ago only. And it sounded horrible. Chloe, her daughter, can't remember, she has a kind of Italian name. I think it will says under here. She can't sing one tone right. And when Olivia Newton-John tries to sing in the same style as her, it sounded really, really horrible. So the original one is far better. But it's fun to have. A really interesting one from 1980. CD, yet another connection to the previous video of Swedish jazz. Malte Jonsson, orchestra, 1947 to 58. Musik Magi, Music Magic. Malte Jonsson was a big band leader, jazz musician, saxophonist from Gothenburg, who had a little jazz scene of its own during the 40s and 50s that isn't all that written about. You hear most from the scene in Stockholm. But Malte Jonsson was one of the biggest one from Gothenburg, and I listened to this one. The first 5 songs, I actually was ready to give up this album because that songs were totally uninteresting. Not jazz that I was interested in at all. However, after soon, and we also have a song in Finnish here, a Finnish version of Mac the Knife called Pukko Mäki, sung by Olavi Virta. But after half of this album, the album actually rises totally. It becomes far better when we are also offered a live recording with this band, and then the songs are all of a sudden really, really good. So just for the half of this album, I want to keep it because half of this album is really, really good. George Benson, That's Right, from 1996. Haven't listened to this one yet, but I listened a quick peek on it, and it actually is smooth jazz. And George Benson here plays wonderful guitar, so it's going to be really fun to listen to the entire album. Vinyl, full-length vinyl. Soundtrack, more soundtracks, movie music, or like radio host in Sweden says, moving music from moving pictures. This is the soundtrack of the Steven Spielberg movie The Color Purple with Whoopi Goldberg. And I haven't seen this movie. I've seen trailers of it. I'm more of a thriller guy, so I'm not too sure that it's really my style. But the reason I bought this soundtrack was that, as you can see here up here, music produced by Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones had done the entire album, the soundtracks of this album. So it's going to be very interesting to listen to this one, just for that sake. I got some really interesting stuff here. An Alan Parsons project I managed to find, Eve, from 1979. I've been interested in Alan Parsons' 80s stuff for a very, very long time, since childhood, and now I'm starting to collect his 70s stuff also. This one I was really happy about. Even if it is a count out, I was very happy about it. This is the Staple Singers, and more soundtrack. Very much movie music here this month. Soundtrack for the movie Let's Do It Again, starring Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby, and Jimmy Walker. It's a boxing movie. But the interesting thing here is that this is produced by Curtis Mayfield and released on Curtis Mayfield's own record label called Cartoon. So this one is going to be very, very interesting to listen to and see what Curtis Mayfield has done with this band. Soul again, however, from a lot more modern date. Stephanie Mills, and from 1985 self-titled album. I listened to this one, and it's actually really good 80s soul funk. It is produced by George Duke, among others, Ron Kersey, you have Richard Rudolph, and Rod Temperton is here also. So this one is really, really good. Highly recommended if you like 80s soul funk. If you like late 80s soul funk, maybe this band can be something. 10 City, an album Foundation. I haven't listened to this album yet, but I have another album with them on cassette that I like very, very much. So this one is going to be highly interesting to listen to. Marshall Jefferson have been producing. I was at the second-hand store out in the huge market area outside city called Bista. Managed to find two great albums. Greg Keane Band. This one I thought was an original, but it turned out to be some kind of compilation collection. But as I don't have any Greg Keane albums yet, I have a couple of singles, but I don't have entire albums, and it contains a great song like Jeopardy. So why not? This is going to be very, very interesting to get to know Greg Keane a whole lot better. And also another Sheena Easton. This time it is an album from 1982 called Madness, Money and Music. I've been listening to this one, and contains some good songs, some really good songs. Wouldn't Beg for Water and Ice Out in the Rain is really good. However, it doesn't reach out to the same great level as the other two that I have been showing in previous videos. This is not one of Sheena Easton's better albums, but I will keep it because I like to have Sheena Easton albums, but this is not her best album. This one was a disappointment. This is Black from 1987, Wonderful Life. That was his biggest hit, if not his only hit. I love this song, Wonderful Life. Fantastic, great, arranged and produced. I also love the follow-up single, Sweetest Smile. Fantastic songs. But the rest of the album was uninteresting. didn't grab me one bit. It was lame produced, didn't have the same feeling as the ballad singles, and when it and he also he sings good in Wonderful Life and Sweetest Smile, but when it came to the other songs, his voice was just annoying to listen to. So this one will most likely not stay in the collection, unfortunately. And finally, some Swedish albums. Swedish rock singer Anneli Rydé is one of my favorite Swedish female singers. In 1992, she switched from rock music into Swedish Schlager and did an album called Stulna Kyssar, Stolen Kisses, where she does covers of old Swedish Schlager songs from the 1960s and 50s. I had this one copied on cassette before, and now I have the original one on vinyl. This one is from 1992, and really great and fine copy. So I'm very, very happy finding this one. And I think I was most happy about this one. Möt Alf Robertson. I've mentioned once before that I'm a huge fan of Swedish country balladeer, singer-songwriter Alf Robertson, also from Gothenburg. It's a great voice, great lyrics, interesting person, but I always wanted to find an album with some of his earliest works from the late 60s and beginning of the 70s. And this is actually his second album ever, released in 1970, but it's recorded on Europa Film between 1968 and 1970, and contains some songs that I actually have been on cassette and been listening to since I was a child. So really, really interesting and great album. I'm very happy to finally find an early album with Alf Robertson. So that was October. Let's see what November brings me. Hopefully even more great stuff. I don't know when I will be back, but hopefully soon. And until then, I hope that you all have a very nice weekend. Here in Sweden, it is All Hallows Eve. And it is also Halloween parties going on here and there. You who celebrate, I don't celebrate Halloween. It's not really my stuff. But for anyone who is out there who celebrates Halloween, happy Halloween. So long.